everyone, it's Anna. Welcome to my channel. I make faith-related videos on all sorts of different topics, but today I'm actually just going to be telling you guys a little bit of some stuff that I've been going through lately. So I want to start doing a new type of video that I'm going to call Just a Chat, and I just want to do a really super casual video where I just sit down and talk to you guys, and I'm going to try to keep them as unedited as possible, where I just sit down, tell you guys about a couple of things that have been going on in my life and what God has been teaching me through that. Because maybe as you guys have noticed, what my channel is all about is God, life, and authenticity, if I can even say that word. Authenticity. And this video is actually going to be like really all about those three things. I'm just going to be real raw and honest with you guys, and in return I'm just asking that you don't judge me too harshly, because a lot of times it's hard to just like share this stuff and hope nobody comes back with mean things to say. So today I'm going to be telling you guys actually the story of my slow summer and what I've been doing this whole summer, which hasn't been a lot. So in the spring of this year, I had my entire summer planned out. I was gonna do all sorts of fun stuff. I was gonna get my license the last week of school. I was gonna drive around everywhere. I was gonna meet up with friends all the time. I wanted to get a job. I just wanted to do everything to stay out of the house as much as possible. Just because I felt like going out and doing stuff. But the very first week of June, actually like one of the first times I was driving on my own after I got my license, I was driving my dad's car and I decided to switch a song on my phone, which, kids, hear from me, don't do that whenever you're driving. Dude, I totally overestimated my ability to do that, and I went to skip a song on my phone, even though I wasn't holding my phone because it was like on a thing propped up in the car. I went to skip a song on my phone, took my eyes off the road for like a second, and that was all it took for me to wreck my car, not my car, my dad's car, into the curb. And at first, I thought I'd just blown a tire, so I was like, okay, alright, you know, this is okay. But I mean, even the moment that I felt the impact of that car like ramming into the curb, I had realized that I had just ruined all of my summer plans, including the car. So I got out of the car, and after a little while, it became evident that I had done a lot more than just blown a tire. I had blown both tires on the side of the car, and I had also bent the rims of the car on both wheels. And let me tell you, like, I don't know anything about cars. I didn't even know what rims were before that day, but now I know that they can be really expensive if you need to fix them. So the repairs of the car ended up costing like a lot more than I anticipated, just because I thought like, oh, driving into a curb, like that shouldn't be a big deal. But the cost ended up racking up pretty high, because once you start messing with the wheels of the car, you gotta do stuff like aligning them and balancing them and all this sorts of car stuff that I have no idea about. That costs a lot of money. So basically my summer was not going to look like I wanted it to. And my parents were actually really nice about the whole situation. They really didn't yell at me a lot, because I think they could tell that I was just really upset at myself for what I had done. I had realized that, I mean, that was just really stupid. So I mean, kids, once again, hear it from me first. You don't want to learn this the hard way. Don't be messing around with the radio. Don't be skipping songs on your phone when you're just starting out to drive, because you just can't. You can't. I mean, it only takes a split second, and thank God, like even in that situation, he protected me so much. Like, I just hit the curb. I could have hit another car, and that would have been so much worse. I pulled into a driveway where the people were really nice, and so even through that situation, God really protected me, and I'm gonna be just telling you guys how he was able to use that situation in my life for good, for so much good. But I mean, you really want to avoid that. Don't be messing with stuff on your phone like as you're driving. Just not a good idea. I never looked at myself as a dumb teenager who would wreck their parents' car. Like, I always thought that I was better than that. I always thought that I was more responsible and that I was a great driver. But I mean, guys, let me tell you, pride comes before a fall, because like I was that dumb teenager who wrecked my parents' car, and it was not fun. So I didn't get a job, and you know, as you would imagine, my parents didn't really want me driving around everywhere on my own, considering I had just wrecked the car into a curb. Honestly, I was actually a little bit scared of driving, because that just was not a fun experience. I wasn't spending a lot of time with friends, I wasn't getting a job, I wasn't really doing much of anything. And I was just really bored. And I wasn't necessarily mad at God, I was just like, God, what are you gonna use this slow season of life for? You know, this is my last summer before I'm done with high school. Like, what could you possibly be doing through this season of life? I'm sitting at home doing nothing. God, why? Like, what am I gonna learn through this? You know, if it had been my choice, I would have been so busy with life because I love being busy. That's just part of who I am. It seemed like I was just reliving the same old mundane day over and over and over and over again. You know, I would wake up and do the same exact thing every day, which was basically a whole bunch of nothing. And I started feeling like my identity was the dumb girl who wrecked their parents' car and now had to sit at home and do nothing for an entire summer. That's who I felt I was. That's just not true. Like, even though I had made a bad choice, my bad choice didn't have to define me. So I felt like I was just paying the consequences of my mistake every single day, and I began to hate the summer that I'd created for myself. What I didn't realize was that God was actually able to use and work through my mistakes and really use that slow season of life for me to be able to draw closer to Him. To be honest, when I had planned for my summer, I hadn't planned for me on messing up. You know, I hadn't planned for me on driving the car into a curb at all. Like, I hadn't planned for that. So, I mean, obviously I was shocked whenever I had made a stupid decision. But the thing is, like, God was never shocked that I made a stupid decision. God already knew I was gonna make a mistake. And He already planned for it, so He wasn't shocked at all when I rammed that car into the curb. And He still loved me and saw me as this righteous child, which is crazy. Like, as we're saved, God sees you as righteous, even if you make dumb and stupid mistakes. And He could use that season of life despite my mistakes. So what started out as a slow season of life, guys, has probably been one of the best summers ever, honestly. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this right now, but it really has. It turned into one of the best summers I've ever had. And once I quit moping around, I started to really grow in Christ. Because of a slow season of life, I was able to spend more time with Him in the Word daily. I was able to really grow as a Christian. I was able to invest time in my siblings, help my parents, build a relationship with them. And honestly, like, this season of life has taught me so much more than if I were busy doing a bunch of things. God basically had to take me to a place where I was finally free of the distractions of daily life to really work on me as a person, to show me places where I needed to, you know, really grow as a person, places, bad characteristics that, you know, I needed to fix. And He had a plan for this slow season of life. You know, He knew what was best for me. Even though it was never what I wanted, it was not what I planned, God knew that what I needed to do this summer was stay at home and just have a slow life. And actually, this YouTube channel is sort of a byproduct of that whole situation. I had always wanted to start one, but I always made excuses about the time it would take. But now that I was not doing anything and I was literally bored with life, I realized that it was the perfect time to start a YouTube channel, and if I didn't start one then I was never going to start one. So basically the moral of the story is God can work through your mistakes, which is so incredible. And even though you will still have to pay the consequences, I'm not saying it's all going to be, you know, hunky-dory from here. I mean, you're not going to just get everything you want, but God can still use you. And if you're saved, He sees you as righteous, and your identity is not found in your mistakes, but it's found in the fact that Jesus died on the cross for you. And if you accepted that gift, you are righteous in God's eyes. And honestly, guys, now that my summer is coming to an end and my slow season of life is sort of stopping, I'm kind of like, no, that was so great. I mean, this week is like so busy for me. Like, I'm pre-filming this because this week I'm actually spending like one night at home out of all the 7 days of the week. I am like everywhere, but actually I'm really thankful that I got to just not do anything this summer and just get closer to God. I'm always going to remember this summer as a time where I really grew as a person, and I'm excited to see where this YouTube channel is going to go and where God is going to take me as a result of just having to be still for a little bit. And that's sort of the end of my story. I hope that helped you guys. I don't know if you guys are going through a slow season of life, or maybe you're going through a really busy season, but whatever you're going through, just know that God can use you despite your mistakes and that you don't have to find your identity in your mistakes. So thank you guys so much for listening. I hoped this little story helped you. And I was looking down because I was looking down at notes because I can't just sit down and talk to a camera yet because it's a lot to remember to say. If you like this more casual type of video though, give it a thumbs up. Because that helps me know that you guys like seeing more of this sort of content on this channel. I hope this video helped you guys, and you guys have a great week, and subscribe, and that's all I have for you guys today. Never know how to end these videos.